Hello dear crypto friends, and welcome to this today a bit shorter video. I don't have so much time today because I have important things to do. So let's start right away. Let's not waste any time. Here's the long-term Bitcoin chart as always with our long-term logarithmic channel. And what do we see? Bitcoin is continuing to dump again. As always, it just continues to disappoint us. And when we go into the daily chart, we see we are not so far away anymore from the lowest possible support line of the logarithmic trend channel. We are not so far away, but will we actually really go lower? Let's go into the 4-hour chart. Do we see something interesting here? Let me deactivate the channel. Do we see something interesting? Well, I would say there's still a weird fractal similarity if I just compare it to the 2018 low. Look at this. I mean, there's still kind of a weird similarity going on, right? We have to admit that this looks kind of similar. This structure here, this one, this whole thing here, this one, how it even now continues dropping. If this would continue, we would now soon have to see an uptrend, and then we would continue going upwards if the fractal holds. I don't know if it will hold, but I think it is certainly a possibility because Bitcoin likes doing these weird lows. It doesn't do bounce lows anymore like it used to do. Like back in the day, we had some nice bounce lows. Look at this, these bounce lows here. It was going down and bounce all over the place. It just doesn't do that anymore. It just stays down and then wobbles around, and then at some point it just starts going up again. Now, if Bitcoin will go up, of course, depends on a few things. First of all, we have to note that on the 6th of July, there's a very important ruling regarding a Bitcoin spot ETF, right? And there's a very important ruling on the 6th of July. So it could happen that now until the 6th of July, it will just do its thing. And then bam, if there's a positive decision, we get a pump. If there's not a positive decision, probably nothing will happen. But of course, it would be a funny surprise if we get a positive decision on the Bitcoin ETF. But of course, we should not necessarily count on that. However, what is really driving the price of Bitcoin, we know, is the dollar index, because the dollar index started pumping again. Look at this latest pump. This is exactly when Bitcoin now started dumping again. And the dollar index is just it just doesn't want to fall. I mean, it's out of control. It's really crazy because of the Fed, because of monetary tightening. It just keeps rising. However, it is still doing a bearish divergence. Higher peaks, higher price peaks. And if this latest peak manages to reach this resistance line and the RSI still doesn't go above this line here, then this will be a super strong bearish divergence. Already now it is a bearish divergence, but this would be an even stronger one. But now if we go into the monthly chart of the dollar index, friends, this is absolute insanity. Let me load the stochastic RSI. The stochastic RSI is like the RSI, a measure for if an asset is oversold or overbought. And let me just show you the monthly stochastic RSI. It is insane. It is so overbought since such a long time. Not many times in history has it been so overbought continuously for such a long time. And normally every time the stochastic RSI then went down and huge dumps followed. And I have a theory when this will occur. Friends, theory. I think the Fed will pivot. I don't know exactly when this will happen. Will it be in July? Will it be in September? I don't know, but I think the Fed will pivot this year and will make a 180-degree turn and go away from their monetary tightening policy and go back to easing, and will not raise the interest rates anymore, and the market is not pricing this in. And this will be the time when I think that the dollar index will start dumping. So at some point between the end of July to probably sometime in September, somewhere around here. Now until then, it is clear that the dollar index could still be pumping, right? That is quite clear that it still could go up until then. But then if that happens, I think the dollar index will finally fall, which would be absolutely in line with the monthly RSI, being so insanely high, the stochastic RSI, this would also be the time then when it finally starts dumping and coming down. Now, quick look at the Nasdaq today. Let's go back to our beloved Nasdaq, because Bitcoin is, as we know, just brutally following the Nasdaq. And we see that the Nasdaq is printing a wonderful falling wedge. It has respected it quite a few times. The support has been hit 5 times and resistance 3 times. So this really seems to be a solid falling wedge, and maybe it will continue a bit more. And when does it end? Well, it ends between late July and early September. So there's a pretty high chance that as soon as the Fed will announce that they have pivoted, when the inflation will go down, and the Fed will at some point just start, oh look guys, this monetary tightening, this doesn't make sense. We're crashing the economy. We don't want to crash the economy. Inflation is coming down anyways now. You know, we did our mandate. We fought inflation. Everything's looking okay again. And as soon as they announce that they will reverse on monetary tightening, as soon as that happens, then the Nasdaq will be bam. There will be a huge pump, because we know that this falling wedge pattern in the Nasdaq is a bullish pattern. And not only that, but friends, the Nasdaq is also having a really super nice hidden bullish divergence, as we said quite a few times. Lower lows in the price, high lows in the RSI. So I think the Nasdaq is ripe for a big bounce or pump. And this could really happen when the Fed announces that they are pivoting and that they are reversing their stance on monetary policy. And this will be also the time, in my opinion, when Bitcoin will go in a frenzy and will just start pumping like a crazy berserk out of nowhere, and people will be super surprised and they will say, what the hell is going on? I didn't see that coming. I thought we would now be in a bear market and only for the next halving in 2024 start pumping again. This would be a nice surprise to anyone. Of course, this is just a theory, friends. It's just a theory. And we don't know if this will really happen. This will be really dependent on what the Fed will actually be doing, but I could imagine it, because nobody thinks that this could happen right now. Nobody. This would be the scenario where like everyone would be like, what? Like, how could this even happen, right? Like, how could this even happen? No one is expecting such a possibility. Even I'm very much doubting it, but just because it's so unexpected, I think it could happen. But for that, of course, the Fed needs to pivot and needs to reverse their stance on the monetary policy. That is my current picture, friends. But of course, I could be wrong and we could really be in a bear market until 2024. That is not out of the question. That is clear. That is not out of the question. That would be quite a worst case scenario, I have to say. That would be a really bad scenario. So let's hope that the Fed will make the right decision. But I'm honest, it depends on the freaking Fed. On the freaking Fed. Everything depends on the Fed. Everything. The whole world economy. That's crazy how much power they have. It's crazy, friends. It's insane. Anyways, that's my view for today. And let's see what will happen tomorrow. Thanks for watching, friends. Please like and subscribe. I'm making daily videos on the crypto market. I would be happy if you would subscribe. And then I would say, see you in the next update video tomorrow. Bye.